WDW After Dark. Now loading.
WDW After Dark. WDW After Dark. Live and uncensored. Starring Jeff Davis, Aljon and Eric. WDW After Dark is live and uncensored. Call the hotline at 410-98-WDW-AD. Follow us on Facebook at WDW After Dark Webcast and Twitter at WDW After Dark. Headline news: Disney food, video games, Marvel and Star Wars. WDW After Dark. Live and uncensored. And now prepare yourself for WDW After Dark.
Another edition of WDW After Dark, the live and uncensored Disney fan webcast. It happens every single week. Feel free to tune in to our show via Google Plus or YouTube and download the podcast on iTunes as well as Stitcher Radio. Once again, interact with us on Twitter at WDW After Dark as well as Facebook, WDW After Dark Webcast. And we've got so much news on today's show, it's hard to believe that it is another week has come and gone and we're just inundated with news. I am Aljon Go. I'm your co-host, joined by another great co-host. Please welcome Eric Thunder Christmas Beaver Allen.
You know, we have so much news on this week's show that, you know, we said we don't have room for other people on the show. It's just me. It's Aljon and the Beeve. Just that's it.
Aljon and the Beeve. Yes, my two goofs. You know, there's not my two sons. It's my two goofs here today. Once again, we've got news from the Disney parks. We've got news from Star Wars, Marvel, ABC, video games. Chock full of it. So let's not waste any more time. Let's go ahead and talk about Disney headline news. And we're going to start things off with the Disney parks. Mr. Eric Allen, what do we have this week?
Well, we have Star Wars Weekends dining packages. If in case you've been living under a rock, you just to let you know, hey, Star Wars Weekends is coming back.
Yes.
And, of course, dining packages, because last year was the first time they offered Star Wars Weekend dining packages. And apparently it went over well enough to bring back. Yeah, I'm thinking just a little bit. You have the Star Wars Dine-In Galactic Breakfast, where visitors can have breakfast and meet some of their favorite film characters, such as Darth Vader, Boba Fett, Greedo, and many more. Just when you see Greedo, make sure you shoot first. Cost is $49.99 per adult and $31.99 for children. Now, taxes are included in this price, but not gratuities. Jedi Mickey Star Wars Dining at Hollywood and Vine experience features Disney characters like Mickey Mouse, Minnie Mouse, Goofy, and some others. And, of course, you know, surely you figure they're going to be dressed up as, like, Jedi characters. Except for Goofy, he's probably going to be like Darth Goofy with the Darth Vader outfit.
You're exactly
he
right.
forgot his pants. Yeah.
Well, yes, and so did Donald. He's going to be the Stormtrooper Donald. So.
Yeah. Well, you can't fault Donald for not wearing pants because that's just how he rolls. Now for the Mickey Star Wars Dining at Hollywood and Vine, cost is $57.99 per adult, and the cost for children is $34.99. Let's see. Jedi Mickey Star Wars Dine at Hollywood and Vine also has a Fantasmic package. The meal package, same as above, but this one also includes seats to the evening's first showing of Fantasmic. Now, cost for this is $63.99 per adult, and the cost for children is $38.99. Taxes and gratuity are not included in this package. Now, reservations are open for all these packages and can be made by calling 407-939-3463 or by visiting the official Star Wars Weekends webpage.
There you go. And I say you do it, and you do it now. And you can book your trip to the Walt Disney World Resort by checking out Kristen's website, magicaljourneysvacations.com. Now, I have a little something to add to that, Eric, because I had booked my dining reservation last year for Star Wars Weekends to do the Jedi Mickey breakfast, and guess what? They screwed up my reservation. It was completely screwed up. I didn't have my Jedi Mickey waffle, and I was not too happy. It's unfortunate.
You're going to carry that grudge for many years to come, aren't you?
Probably so. And they tried to make it right, but they couldn't squeeze me into any character dining. It's like, it's just me. Kristen was, gone, so it was just me at Star Wars Weekends this last year, and they couldn't even squeeze me in a buffet. Horrible.
It's like,
Absolutely.
dude, just set me up with a bar stool in the corner,
I know. I don't need much. Yeah.
Just give me a TV tray and a folding chair. I'll be fine.
Yes. Yeah.
I won't. I'll be in the corner. I won't make much noise.
Nope.
I promise not to trip up the waitstaff.
Exactly.
Heck with it.
But,
I could go bachelor on you and just stand over the sink and eat.
Yeah. There you go. I could definitely. I wasn't even dressed up in my Jedi outfit at that point. I was just, wanting to have some breakfast for Pete's sake.
Maybe you should have been.
I should have been. I should have said,
hook a Jedi up.
This is the table I was looking for.
Exactly. You will find me a place.
Yes. You will.
And of course, then
blue milk.
Then the cast member would probably go, "Why are you waving your eye in the arm like you're some kind of Jedi?" I'm a Disney cast member. My things don't work on me. Only money.
That's right. Well, I got money. Anyway, well, thank you for that tidbit, Eric. We have more news, I know.
We do.
Yes.
For anyone looking to pre-purchase a Memory Maker package to capture their vacation photos, the price has gone up $20 from last year's price as of December 3rd. It is now $169 plus tax. The at-park purchase for the price of the photo package remains the same, though, at $199. And for those of you who don't know, Disney's Memory Maker is a photo package where everyone in the travel party can be in the picture thanks to photographers placed around the theme parks. The photos are linked to a magic band or a park entry ticket and can be downloaded at home. That's a good feature of it. Disney photographers can add special features to the photos, including characters and other fun effects. Have you seen these?
Yes.
I'm sure you've seen these. That's okay. I normally gripe and moan about the price of little extras like that, but they're a lot of fun just to see them.
Oh yeah.
Where was it? Oh yes, Disney. Yeah, I just said that. Other recent additions to the Memory Maker package include animated characters and even ride videos on Disney's Hollywood Studios' Twilight Zone Tower of Terror and Magic Kingdom's Seven Dwarfs Mine Train.
It's nice.
For more information on the advanced purchase option for Memory Maker, visit the package's official website.
Now, FYI to add, I don't know if you can see this, but this is an example of one of the new Photo Pass features. It's a picture of Kristen and myself with Anna and Elsa at Frozen. I don't know if you can see
there you go.
But as you can see, we didn't have to wait a million hours to get our picture taken with the superimposed cartoon duo there.
There you go.
So,
just let it go, dude. Let it go.
You know what? I have.
Speaking of letting go.
Speaking of letting go,
Disney company veteran Meg Crofton has announced her intention to retire next year after 35 years with the Walt Disney Company.
Wow.
Crofton, who is 60 years old, it doesn't look it, I'll say, she will leave her position as President Operations of U.S. and France to retire on June 1st of next year. No successor has yet been announced. The company having nearly 6 months to fill the position. that was created for Crofton in 2011. She previously served for 5 years as president of the Walt Disney World Resort.
Yes. Wow.
So, congratulations on 35 years of service, Ms. Crofton, and
End of an era.
end of an era.
Yeah, it'll be
35 years with anything, with any company, that's just impressive.
Well, she aged out, and now she's going to retire, and let's hope she, it could be one of those things where all of a sudden, Universal Studios decide to snatch her up.
God, that would be a kick and a half, wouldn't it?
Wouldn't it?
Yeah.
Wouldn't be the first time.
I'm leaving Walt Disney Company after 35 years of loyal service. I'm going to the wizarding world of Harry Potter.
She might get one of those express passes. She might be all right.
Yeah, she might. Yeah, I think she could get a VIP pass.
She might be able to get
It's like, oh, welcome to the Universal Studios Resort, Ms. Crofton. Here is your Ollivander's wand that's been waiting for you. See, it's engraved with your name in gold, right down the handle.
I want one of those. I got Kristen one. I don't have one.
I don't have one either.
Yeah,
I want Gandalf's staff. If I'm going to be a wizard, I'm going to go full Gandalf. I ain't gonna mess around with Harry Potter.
Yeah,
I just want to. I want to go up to somebody and just go, "You shall not pass."
You just did.
I just did. Hey, Aljon.
Yes.
You shall not pass.
There you go.
All right. One other bit of Disney park news. In an interview earlier this week, Disney CEO Bob Iger was talking about the new Pandora section of Disney's Animal Kingdom. He said the new Avatar attraction felt so real and so lifelike. He said there's never been anything like it. Now, he is referring to taking a test ride on board one of the flying banshees that will take guests on a trip to Pandora in what is described as a next-generation Soarin'-type ride. This Avatar has been in development for over 2 years, and of course construction is well underway. The vertical construction is in progress after months of site preparation. The new land at Disney's Animal Kingdom will be opening in 2017, much to the chagrin of some fans, I know. But I'm still cautiously optimistic about it.
Yeah. Why not be? It's new. We'll have to wait and see.
Well, it's like I said when they first announced it. If you can separate the setting from the story, it's got a chance to be awesome. And I think if anybody could pull that off, it would be Disney.
Mm-hmm.
So I think the Soarin', I can't really call them ride vehicles because they're not like doom buggies or pirate boats or anything like that. But the ride mechanism for Soarin', I think, would be perfect for Pandora.
Mm-hmm. Right.
So
yeah, it's kind of, I don't know. It's not a ride vehicle. It's a conveyance. It's like everything. I don't know.
It's a dangler, is what it is. I mean, what they do is they crank you up and they dangle you out over an inverted IMAX screen.
That's it.
That is my new catchphrase for the Soarin' ride mechanism.
It's a dangler.
It's a dangler, dadgummit. Yeah, it's a dadgum dangler.
Yeah, well, if the shoe fits,
there you go.
Why not? Yeah.
Yeah. Dangle away, Bob Iger. Dangle away.
And that's good. That's encouraging. The park's needing some new stuff, so there you go. Well, thank you for that tidbit.
That is all the Disney park information that I have on hand for this week.
All right. Well, I've got one little tidbit to add on to that.
Well, add on away.
On WDW Tiki Room yesterday, we are recording this today on 12/13/14. Right, it's Saturday night. A little bit different action for us. For
It's
After
all
Dark.
right for fighting.
It's all right for fighting, guys. So I talked about the Mad Tea Party and its final show and them taking a hiatus. Yeah, that's what I understand anyway, a hiatus, and they should be back in the spring. But having said that, Frozen Fun opens up at Disney California Adventure Park. And that Frozen Fun is taking the place, of course, of the Mad Tea Party. It's going on right now. Actually, let's see. The sneak peek begins December 20th, so just a few days away for the new adventures with popular Frozen characters, including new home for Anna and Elsa, sing-along, live sing-along, and Olaf's Snow Fest. It's very similar, I believe, to what's going on at Walt Disney World. So this Frozen Fun celebrates a spectacular film beginning Wednesday, January 7th, 2015. Of course, as I said, sneak peek on December 20th. Features magical adventures with the characters from the Walt Disney Pictures blockbuster film. Guests at Disney California Adventure Park will be able to meet Anna and Elsa in a new location, sing along with Frozen soundtrack, play in the snow, meet Olaf, the snowman, and chill out at a nighttime family dance party. So, yeah. So yeah, go ahead.
I just got one thing.
Yeah.
Arr, Hulk tired of Frozen. Arr, smash Olaf.
Yeah, man. Anna and Elsa will relocate December 20th from their Fantasyland grading area in Disneyland to a roomier new home. Anna and Elsa's royal welcome inside the Disney Animation Building in the California Adventure Park. Additional new Frozen experiences in Hollywoodland area of the park include, for the first time in forever, a Frozen sing-along celebration. The newly dubbed Crown Jewel Theater, an immersive Olaf Snowfest featuring snow play, music, food, and Olaf himself after dark, offering After Dark, featuring Frieza Night, a family dance party.
Oh, God.
So,
I can just hear it now. Olaf, After Dark. Bow, chicka, wow, chicka, bow, wow.
Oh, I'm not even.
Hey, baby, do you want to build a snow?
You went there. Is that a carrot in your pocket?
No, I'm just happy to see you, darling.
And there you have it. So for
WDW After Dark is live and uncensored and is intended for mature audiences. Please use discretion.
Oh, there you go. There you go. Do it. Do it. Let's see. Now, that pretty much wraps up the Disney Parks news. Really quick, let's talk about Disney film. You know that we recently had a review of Into the Woods. That new film will be coming out on December 25th, Christmas Day, and we're going to have the trailer put on WDWAfterdark.com. Along with that, we've got a brand new trailer for Inside Out. I don't know if you've seen that, but that opens in theater.
I have seen that. It actually, Inside Out seems to be a really interesting concept.
Yeah.
Because, I don't know if you remember, I think it was on Fox many, many years ago.
Oh, yes.
Herman's Head.
Love that show.
And it was the same basic concept where you had this guy, Herman, he was just going around doing his stuff, and the different parts of his personality, his paranoia, his lust, his compassion, his other stuff, and they would be sitting around in his head just arguing back and forth.
Mm-hmm.
So this, I'm looking forward to seeing this one.
I have to wonder if that had anything to do, or if the creator of that show had anything to do with this film. I have to do a cross-reference for that.
Yeah,
Jarvis, can we cross-reference this show with Herman's Head, please?
For you, sir, anything.
Thank you, Jarvis.
I cannot do a good Jarvis voice.
By the way, the Inside Out trailer that is now making its way is the same footage we saw at the D23 Expo. So it is, it's been done. At least this footage has been done for a while, and it's really, really intriguing. So be sure to check that out. And actually, the Into the Woods trailers, as well as Inside Out, the latest films trailers, as well as the Star Wars: The Force Awakens, which we'll get to in a bit, they can all be found at JediMouseketeer.com. on YouTube because I've got them all there. So please check that out, and we'll post them on the After Dark website as well. So that's just a quick little film news. Now, speaking of films, let's go ahead and launch into Star Wars news.
Dun, dun, dun.
Exactly. So, Eric, I don't know if
Yes.
you saw this recently, but it appears that the names of the Star Wars characters in that teaser trailer we were talking about last week have all been revealed.
Okay.
Yes.
I have heard that the names have been released.
Okay.
I have not heard what these names are.
Gotcha.
So, I'm assuming you're about to tell me what these names are.
Oh,
And you're about
yes.
to get my live reactions, live, uncensored, unplanned,
Okay.
totally off the cuff.
Okay. So here's what happens. So according to the photos released on EW.com, that's Entertainment Weekly for those not initiated,
Got it?
Topps baseball cards pictures were released and leaked, and that's how it all got out, because those baseball cards or those film cards have got the names of the characters written right underneath. How cool is that?
Makes sense.
Yeah, right. So we've got the cards are what? There's like 96 something odd cards or something like that. So here are some of the character names being released.
Okay.
The ball droid, okay, is named BB-8. So the yellow beach ball droid, or as Eric would say,
I would say he's a bowling ball.
the bowling
That's
ball
what
droid.
the BB stands for. Bowling ball. And you know why? In the teaser trailer, it cuts away from him right before he runs into a bunch of bowling pins right over there on the right. It's just like,
You're right.
I got the spare.
So here we go.
Right.
Here are the human characters. So
Human characters.
human characters.
Human characters.
Here we go. John Boyega, John Boyega, the sweaty stormtrooper, is named
Okay.
Finn.
Finn.
No last name is given.
That's it?
The card says Finn is on the run, number 76. That's
Finn.
card number 76. Yep, his name is Finn.
It's almost like short, or maybe he's sweating because he's an aquatic alien and they're referring to the fins that he has.
No. Yeah. So now here we go. Oscar Isaac, the X-Wing pilot, his name is Poe Dameron. Or Dameron.
What?
Yes, Poe Dameron.
Poe Dameron.
Or, yeah, Poe Dameron. Or Dameron, depending on what emphasis is on the right syllable.
You know what? I'm going to call it Dameron.
Dameron.
Because it just rolls off. Poe Dameron. Yo,
Yes.
Poe, how's it going?
Yo, Poe. It's the Poe Poe.
Flying, Poe.
So,
Yo,
there it
Poe.
is.
It's almost like G.I. Joe. It's like, hey, you fly an X-Wing, and flying is half the battle. Yo, Poe.
That's right. So we've got that. Now, Daisy Ridley's character, okay?
Okay, is this the one that's riding the fudgicle?
She's riding the
Speeder,
fudgesicle, yes.
Okay,
Daisy
the
Ridley.
fudgicle.
Her character is named Rey, R-E-Y, Rey. No last name.
R-E-Y.
R-E-Y, yeah.
Well, if you want to follow in the Finn, short for Finnegan thing, we could make her Irish as well and say, "Oh sunshine."
Yes, that's right.
Ray, oh sunshine.
Sunshine. From the Sunshine Clan.
She is on. She does look to be on Tatooine, so that makes sense.
Yes, yes.
Ray, oh sun.
Yes. Let's see here. And Oh, and the infamous dark figure holding the crossguard lightsaber, the red swishy lightsaber.
We ain't talking about the cross guards, are we?
Okay. Oh, we're going to talk about this villain. Supposedly the villain. Okay.
Got it.
The name is. Are you ready for this? Drum roll, please. Kylo Ren.
It's not part of the Darth of the Month Club.
That's the villain's name,
I
according
mean,
to the
you
card,
look
Kylo
through.
Ren.
I'm sorry. Apparently, in Star Wars, you cannot be a suitable bad guy wielding a lightsaber unless you have Darth in your name.
Well, he may not be a Darth yet. He could be an Inquisitor. We don't know.
So you hit me with his name one more time.
Kylo, Kylo, Ren, Ren. 2 words. Kylo Ren.
Well, it's better than midichlorian. I'll give you that.
He might have a few in there.
Yeah. It's like, "Here, I am the Dark Lord, Kylo Ren."
That's right.
I like
So-
that, actually.
It's not bad.
With the right inflection, right tone of voice, yes, that could sound rather evil.
Well, of course, the rest of the characters' names are still going to be there. You've got Luke and Leia, Han,
Yeah.
Chewie, R2, C-3PO. So those, the usual suspects are all the same. But,
Well, yes.
yes. So there you go. Rey, Kylo Ren. You've got John Boyega as Finn.
Rey, Finn, Ren.
Yes.
It's almost like a Beach Boys song. Do run, run.
It's almost.
Almost.
Almost. Well, that's an interesting names for sure. That comes to us from the New York Daily News and Entertainment Weekly. So interesting stuff there. Now, for more Star Wars news, and this is cool. So at StarWars.com, Star Wars Rebels Season 2 premiere, cast panel, and more confirmed for Star Wars Celebration this summer. Oh, this is exciting news. So Star Wars Celebration is going to be happening in Anaheim. April 16th through 19th in Anaheim. Hopefully, I'm saving up my pennies in order to get there. Hopefully, I'll be able to. It's so expensive to stay over there in Anaheim, folks. But we have here Dave Filoni will be attending this debut of Season 2. Now, if you recall, a couple years ago at Star Wars Celebration Orlando, Kristen and I were able to get on the red carpet, which was awesome. So hopefully we'll be able to do that again. So we've got Dave Filoni as producer. Freddie Prinze will be there, who voices Kanan. Vanessa Marshall, who voices Hera. Tia Sakar, who voices Sabine. Steve Blum voices Zeb. Taylor Gray is the voice of Ezra, will be there doing a panel. They're going to be doing the Season 2 premiere on Disney XD. So very cool indeed. And let's see here. There's going to be a bunch of other programming and stuff announced as well. So be sure to check out StarWars.com for more, and more coming soon to JediMouseketeer.com.
I have a confession that I should make here in front of you and God and the rest of the WDW After Dark listeners.
Okay.
I still have yet to watch Star Wars Rebels.
That's okay.
No, it's not okay, because I keep thinking, I want to see this. I have to see this. But Monday nights are just not good for me.
Well, that's okay. That's why the maker invented TiVos or DVRs.
I don't have DVR or TiVo.
You don't have it yet? You don't have on demand on your cable box?
No, I don't.
Oh.
Yes,
well,
I'm still quite the poor cousin.
Oh well, no, it's okay.
But
it's all right.
But I do have the Watch XD app, and so I'm able. Let's put it that way. So
okay, good.
There will probably be some
able.
binge watching over the holidays.
No, that's perfect.
I will eradicate my shame.
No, that's perfect. If you've got the Watch Disney XD app, that's great, because I believe you can just type in your cable provider and you should be able to stream the shows. Now,
I've got it hooked up. I just haven't.
Okay. Well, for me, I'm a DirecTV user, so it's not quite as easy for me. But luckily for me, I'm able to record the shows, which is good. But you won't be disappointed. Star Wars Rebels is a great 22-minute show, and great animation, voice acting, and it's great. For you, Eric, because you're such an artist yourself, you're going to appreciate all the styling of the show, the colors and the tributes to Ralph McQuarrie. It's incredible. So it's definitely a must for any Star Wars fan.
I am loving all the McQuarrie references.
Mm-hmm.
You know, all the for lack of a better word, the homages
Hmm.
to Macquarie and his original designs. And I'm thinking it's perfect to do that, to tie into his stuff, because his concept art makes a very nice transition between the prequel trilogy / Clone Wars and the original trilogy,
For sure.
because you can see where the stuff in the original trilogy was derived from it, but
Mhm.
there's just enough difference.
Yeah.
So,
Well, don't you find it interesting that they are reverting back to some of the Macquarie art for the futuristic-looking X-wings and things of that nature for Star Wars: The Force Awakens?
it is. Yes, it is very. It. I don't know to say it's ironic, but I'm loving it.
Mm.
It's just you go. It is ironic in the fact that you are looking to the past to design the future.
Yes.
So
It
I
is.
I think it's great that these design elements are finally making it in.
Well, I, for one, am looking forward to it. I know that uh, Star Wars Rebels is a great show. So if you have a chance, go ahead, download the Disney XD app, or just simply watch it and DVR it, whatever you need to do on Disney XD. The show is very popular, and it's one of the most highest rated shows on Disney right now. So congratulations to Lucasfilm Animation. The show looks great. So if maybe the look of the Clone Wars was not to your liking, especially in the early going, you could see the evolution of how much animation in better animation it is. If you're familiar with how DC Animation has done computer graphics and they look very blocky and wooden, this animation looks very fluid, looks very vibrant. So they're doing an awesome job on the show. So there you have it. Okay, so Star Wars news in the bag. Let's move on to the many, many headlines we have for Marvel news this week. Eric, I'll let you kick things off here. We've got a ton of Marvel news.
Okay. First of all, because we've got a couple of weeks worth to catch up on.
Uh-huh.
We're going to start off with probably one of the larger stories, because particularly regarding the Doctor Strange movie, which is supposed to hit theaters November of 2016. They have announced who is going to play the role of the Sorcerer Supreme, and it is none other than Benedict Cumberbatch,
Oh,
which
yes.
is probably best known for playing Sherlock in the BBC, the current BBC series based on it. And I'm just going to say, yes, my God, that guy is good as Sherlock.
Yeah.
I mean, it's every bit what you would expect. I mean, they've updated the setting to the modern era instead of like the old Victorian setting.
Mhm.
But
The
it is
CBS show Sherlock is based on the BBC show.
well. There you
Is
go.
it not? With Lucy Liu?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But that the BBC series is prepping for its 4th season right now. The 3rd season it earned him the Primetime Emmy Award for Outstanding Lead Actor in a Miniseries or a Movie in 2014. And they also won the BAFTA LA Britannia Award for British Artist of the Year in 2013. Now, he has most recently starred in The Imitation Game, where he is playing famed mathematician Alan Turing, and he has also provided the voice of Smaug for the Hobbit movies.
Mm.
Let's see. He's also been in 12 Years a Slave, War Horse, Star Trek Into Darkness, The Fifth Estate. Yep, that's him. But yeah, I mean, just I love this. I love this casting because, with Sherlock, he's very cerebral. He's very you can see him. He's all the time thinking. He's very methodical. He's very meticulous, and I think that is the kind of person that you want playing Doctor Strange,
Mm-hmm.
because he is not He's not a soldier. He's not a warrior. He's not he's not super powered. He's a wizard.
Mm-hmm.
He's a doctor. So he fights with his smarts.
Right.
And I think that's the perfect. Some people will say, well, maybe he's getting overexposed, and probably there's a little bit of truth to that. But honestly, I can't think of anybody that would be a better fit.
If the robe fits, why not?
Yeah,
I'm
tell
willing to
you,
give him a chance. I'm willing to give him a chance. So
I tell you who else fits pretty well in a role. That is Ryan Reynolds as Deadpool.
Now that's the second news story.
That is the second news story. And apparently he is closing a deal to star in a Deadpool spin-off movie. Now, Fox had announced several months ago that it had slotted a Deadpool movie for February of 2016. But they hadn't announced who's going to play who. But recently, Reynolds announced, well, okay, we say announced, but he came out with a tweet and said, "It's chimichanga time," and posted a picture of Deadpool's mask that was made up by just a stack of bullets. Now, that is the phrase "It's chimichanga time" is a reference to Deadpool's favorite food.
Oh, and one of mine too.
Yeah.
Chimichanga.
Yeah. So if he is saying it's chimichanga time, and putting a Deadpool image with it, it's probably going to happen. And I really can't. I can't fault this either.
I am a big fan of his work anyway, because I like Ryan Reynolds. I think he's funny. He's smart. I don't believe he was necessarily the downfall of the Green Lantern film. That film had a lot of issues anyway, but it wasn't his fault.
This will be his first superhero project since then.
Yeah.
And which will be, it's like this 3 years ago. But I mean, he is. I liked him in X-Men Orange's Wolverine.
Mm-hmm.
And I think I would really much prefer the Deadpool from the comics as to that version.
I think they're gonna. They're leaning toward that way. And I'll be honest, to me, X-Men Origins Wolverine wasn't that bad until the end. And I believe they ran out of money. It looked like that film looked like they just ran out of money.
Which is quite possible.
Yeah, I mean, what they did was, okay, we're going to have you fight Hugh Jackman and remove everything good about Ryan Reynolds' face and his facial features. Mm-hmm. I mean, the original character is supposed to have cancer. Am I not correct, Eric?
I think so.
And he ended up, well, you can explain Deadpool, right? I mean...
Well, Deadpool has a healing factor pretty much just like Wolverine.
Mm-hmm.
He's not the prettiest guy on the face of the earth. That's why he wears the mask all the time.
Mm-hmm.
But the essence of Deadpool is like he's a total smartass. Is what he is.
Mm-hmm. And
I think that's the part that people like about him. So he is all the time, cracking wise. It's almost like Spider-Man, but with a harder edge to him.
Like rated R Spider-Man.
Yeah, that's exactly what he is. He is a rated R Spider-Man.
For those of you that don't know, too, the mask that Deadpool's known to wear is kind of like a different version of Spider-Man's mask. Instead of having the white eyes, they're completely blacked out. But it's got a red full face mask. So he apparently is also so enamored with the role of Deadpool and the Deadpool character that, if I'm not mistaken, he was the one that put together that viral video that leaked a little while ago
Yes.
of the
Yes.
test footage. He was behind that. He actually dressed up and did everything, financed it all himself.
Yes, he did indeed. Because I mean, he wants to be Deadpool, and this is the guy I want as Deadpool.
Right.
Not because it's not just a paycheck for him. It's not
No.
just, oh, well, I've always wanted to work with this director. No, it's I want to be freaking Deadpool.
Passion project.
Yes,
Mm-hmm.
and I want somebody who has a passion for that role. You know
He's gonna
why?
make sure the
Because
story is
that's
not
going
screwed up.
to show.
Yes.
You can tell if there's if a movie comes out and an actor just isn't feeling it,
Mm-hmm. True.
and it just brings it down.
Mm-hmm.
But as excited as I am to see that Ryan Reynolds is most likely coming back as Deadpool, I'm a little bit upset to hear that a particular X-Men actor is not going to be returning. Because if you remember X-Men Days of Future Past and some of the other X-Men movies, Colossus was played by a gentleman named Daniel Cudmore, and somebody asked him on Twitter, will we see Colossus again in X-Men Apocalypse? He says, unfortunately, I don't think so. And I really think at this point, if he's saying, I don't think you're going to see him, then you're not going to see Colossus, or at least not see him playing Colossus.
Right.
He did, however, admit that he would not mind being in a Deadpool movie. Yeah, because somebody else asked him on Twitter, it's like, would you like to be in the Deadpool movie? He says, does a bear crap in the woods? Of course, he uses a different word, but, you know. But
Well,
really, it seems that it seems unlikely that any of the original movie cast members for the X-Men franchise will be back in X-Men Apocalypse. It's like, of course, you're going to see Wolverine, Hugh Jackman. I mean, it's like, dude, even Fox cannot screw up, is not willing to screw up X-Men enough to cast somebody else than Hugh Jackman.
right.
But
Lord forbid they screw up the Fantastic Four. So
oh, that's gonna happen. But anyway, I mean, I don't see this happening because X-Men came out in what, 2000 thereabouts.
Yeah.
So the franchise, these people who played, like you got your Halle Berry, you got your Doug Ray Scott, you got your Famke Janssen.
Mm-hmm.
They're all 15 years older than what they were when you first saw them. And when people get old, they tend to look older. So I really think you're going to see younger versions of these people brought in.
Yeah.
If the characters do come back, and of course they probably will, you're probably going to see them recast with younger people.
That's okay.
Especially if you're looking at younger versions of the characters. Like, see what you did with with Professor Xavier and Magneto. You had the younger versions, and it was great that they had Patrick Stewart and Ian McKellen, in their roles in Days of Future Past. But
Passing the torch.
yeah, that's exactly what they're doing. They're passing the torch on to their younger selves, and you're not going to see them back. I really don't see it. But we will find out in May of 2016 because that's when X-Men Apocalypse is scheduled to open in theaters.
Oh, another Superman or another superhero filled summer. For sure.
Yes, sir.
Mm-hmm.
I tell you what you probably won't be seeing in 2016.
Okay.
And that is an Avengers / Guardians of the Galaxy crossover.
Right.
You had Guardians. Guardians, of course, probably one of the best movies of the year, if not one of the best Marvel movies of the year.
The number
Yes,
one movie of the year, actually.
Yes,
Hmm.
because as much as I love Winter Soldier, this one it opens so many doors to the Marvel Cinematic Universe. It, of course, it took it off Earth, so now it's in space. That opened up that door, and plus, it's not a superhero movie. It's like a sci-fi space opera. I hate the word space opera, but that's pretty much what it is.
Yeah.
These aren't superheroes.
Like
They're
Star
not-
Wars.
Yeah, it's very much like Star Wars. Only no Jedi, thankfully. Um,
Crossover.
I love Jedi. I love Star Wars, that whole thing. But I just think honk if you've been a Jedi, sort of thing. It's just it's kind of like with Anna and Elsa. I'm kind of ready to see something else now. Thank you. But somebody has asked James Gunn, the director of Guardians of the Galaxy, several months ago. They asked him about it, and he said that he and Marvel talked about all sorts of possibilities, and he kind of knows what the basic plan is. He said this could or could not include a couple of Avengers and a couple of Guardians meeting up, or all of the Avengers and all of the Guardians. But he says, but we do inhabit the same universe, and they're pretty big personalities that are likely to, at some point or another, run into each other. However, speaking to Screen Junkies recently, he said, quote, "We really are separate from the Avengers, and I don't think people should assume too many things about the Guardians playing all this. We have our own galaxy to take care of. We have our own galaxy to save. Earth is the Avengers province. Thinking that everything is going to come together in a perfect way is not necessarily the way it's going to happen."
MacGuffin.
You know what this tells me? This
What?
tells me that Kevin Feige just kind of like pulled Gunn over to the side and said, maybe you've said a little bit too much there. Maybe you want to tone it down a little bit. So now he's kind of backpedaling on it, says, well, it may not happen. I don't think he's quite nixing. I don't think he's quite saying it specifically will not happen. I think he's just saying he's just backpedaling some from it.
They do have a master plan, Eric. That master plan is going into space. It's and by the film slate that Marvel released not too long ago, those paths will cross. They have to. They have to cross at some point. So
it's all connected.
It's all connected. I mean, yes. If you remember that it's all connected, then why worry? Why make such a big fuss out of it?
I don't think that. Am I thinking all the Avengers, all the Guardians, boom, let's have a movie? No. I think you'll see some crossover, but it's like maybe Star-Lord and Rocket show up on Earth. Maybe Star-Lord's bringing him to Earth to show him exactly what the heck a raccoon is, because Rocket doesn't know. But it could be just about anything.
Yeah. Well, the whole plot of Guardians started on Earth, so
yes, it did.
They might have to come back to Earth to do something or to retrieve something. So
yeah,
you just never know. But it is all connected. Thank you for that reminder, Eric.
it is all connected.
Yes.
And I really don't know how I'm going to transition into this part.
No, that's good. I mean, we talked about the films and the Fox and Sony connection, of course. Fox and Sony, Fox having Fantastic Four as well as the X-Men franchises. Sony with Spider-Man. Marvel Studios is doing their best in order to try to pull the reins and get their characters back into the House of Ideas, Marvel and the Disney company. And in doing so, over the past few days, a report that Sony was hacked recently and access to very private emails have been released, those details being a conversation and negotiation of Sony trying to work with Marvel, or Marvel trying to work with Sony, trying to get the webhead Spider-Man back into the fold. Okay, are you familiar with this?
I am familiar with this. It's a bad time to be Sony
Yes.
because first of all, you're making movies about Spider-Man that aren't being very well received.
Nope.
And then you got people hacking your systems. It's not just the PlayStation Network. It's also just all these about the very private emails where they have been trying to talk with Marvel, and if Spider-Man came back to Marvel in any way, shape, or form, Marvel has been pushing to have a clean slate, basically a reboot. It's like, hand Andrew Garfield his walking papers, which I don't know that I completely agree with. And just, another Spider-Man reboot. I'm not very happy about that. But of course, on the other side, Sony has been trying to maintain this, like, all right, well, you can use him, but we're still going to make all the decisions. We're still going to control it. It's like, no, dude, that ain't happening.
No.
So
They should do what Universal and Paramount did, which was, turn over the creative licensing to Disney and Marvel Studios, and they simply tack their name on it, and they get residuals from it. That's what they should do. That's exactly what they should do, and say, I don't know how long this contract is for perpetuity or for whatever the case is, but I'm sure Disney would pay whatever it is to get Spider-Man back, and actually they'd probably pay a lot of money to get the X-Men back too, as well as the Fantastic Four.
Well,
but Fox is being rigid, and Sony, they're not doing too well in the film department. So, But even more than that, Eric, if they do the clean slate approach, it's also said that Andrew Garfield, who's portrayed Peter Parker over the past 2 films, will not be reprising his role in any future Spider-Man films.
That's the part I'm not sure that we really need a reboot for. It's like, yes, I think we would be rebooted out. It's just, you've seen what happens when Batman gets rebooted time and time and time again. You see what happens when other characters get rebooted and they go, oh, well, we'll try to make him edgy, or we'll try to make him hip. And they just don't quite nail it.
Let me tell you what was awesome, though, Eric.
Yes, tell me about what was awesome.
Okay, so the last Hulk movie.
Yes.
That was with Ed Norton in it.
Yes.
Didn't you feel that the way they told his origin story in that film was brilliant?
I'm not saying reboots are a bad idea.
Right. Oh, no.
I'm just saying if you try to do it too often, you're going to wear out the audience.
Well,
and they're going to be like, well, what's the point in going to see this movie because in 3 years' time they're going to reboot him again?
Right. Irreparable damage, I believe, has been done to that franchise because of the reboot.
And with X-Men.
Yeah.
And I'm afraid that the new Fantastic Four movie, if it makes the theaters, is going to do the exact same thing.
Yeah. Crap.
Yeah. Or as we refer to it on Mighty Marvel Geeks, the Fantastic Flop movie.
That's right. Well, you do talk about that a lot on your show, on your podcast.
We do, yes.
You do. Yeah. I mean, that's why Marvel's maybe distancing themselves, and that's, and canceling the Fantastic Four book and trying to write Spider-Man in their own, Spider-Verse and do different things. It's a tangled web they wove. I don't know how else to describe that.
Dude, you went there. I can't believe it.
totally went there. I'm the king of bad puns tonight. So it is what it is.
But
Well, we can
another
only hope that things are going to work out. If he does happen to land in the Avengers movies, I think it's very possible that no explanation needs to be mentioned. Here comes this wall crawler. He happens to live in New York. You can expand on that. And in fact, honestly, what might be a really good thing is to make him a TV character, to be honest.
that's a possibility.
Make the Amazing Spider-Man a TV character, have him intermingle maybe with the Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., okay, and build up that franchise and forget doing Spider-Man movies and have him appear as a crossover character in the films, and that way everything is awesome. You don't need to spend multi-million dollars. I mean, because I would sit at home and watch a TV show about Peter Parker and how he becomes Spider-Man and all that other crap, and explore his teenage years and have him be the character he was meant to be in the Marvel Cinematic Universe as a wisecracking, smart aleck teenager.
Yeah.
And that would solve everything. And by the way, that was a freebie, Marvel, okay?
Well, you got to figure that the shows that they're doing for Netflix, for Luke Cage, Iron Fist, and what's Jessica Jones, that you're going to see some interconnections. They're going to be in each other's shows, and they're going to show up on Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. And and they may even show up in movies. So, but speaking once more of movies, one thing that we did see come out of these hacked Sony emails is that it looks like the Russo brothers that directed Captain America Winter Soldier will be directing Marvel's Avengers Infinity War Parts 1 and 2. So I think if anybody can take over for Whedon, I think those two could do it.
Yeah. Oh, for sure. Quite arguably the best Marvel film outside of Guardians of the Galaxy in terms of, the films was Captain America the Winter Soldier. I love that film. It's a great movie. Kristen loves that movie. And I was never a big Captain America fan until the movie came out. And I like him even more now because of Chris Evans' portrayal and the way they did justice to S.H.I.E.L.D. and the characters in the Winter Soldier. I really... And they did a lot of great fan service with that film because of the comic book The Winter Soldier as well. So a lot of good things for sure. Okay. Well, they did a great job, and I'm sure whatever they do is going to be great. But having said that, that means that Joss Whedon, who's directing the Avengers and the Avengers Age of Ultron, may not be coming back to do any more films. So,
well, he's probably going to. He's done Avengers. He's done Avengers Age of Ultron, and he's had a hand in Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D.
Mm-hmm.
You figure he's going to want to do some other stuff besides that.
Yeah.
He's going to want to get away from Marvel for a while, recharge batteries, work on some other stuff.
He'll be back.
You know what I would love to see him do? I would love to see him. I would love to see him do a Howard the Duck movie.
Oh,
if we're talking about reboots, I would love to see how he would do a Howard the Duck movie. And it would be a good time to do it because Howard is getting his own comic series starting in March.
Love it.
And it's going to harken back to his original incarnation, which, for those of you who don't know, he was created back in 1973. He was a supporting character in a Man-Thing story. Man-Thing. Hangs out in swamps. Looks like a bunch of plants. Looks like Groot's poor cousin. And then he eventually got his own series starting in 1976. Uh, it tackled social issues, but it also did it with very tongue in cheek. It didn't take it quite seriously. And I think that was something that worked very well for it. I mean, he not only did he have a comic book series, he also had a black and white magazine for quite a while. And the guy who is writing it starting in March, what's his name? Chip Zdarsky. He used to read that series. He said that his uncle had a huge collection of it. Every time he would go over there to his house, he would just whenever he could sneak away, that's what he'd do. He'd just go start reading the Howard the Duck, issues.
Yeah, they're
And
great
so,
books.
yeah, they are. And so he's going to harken back to that quite a bit, and I'm looking forward to that as well.
Absolutely. Well, that's good. Speaking of comics, by the way, just really quick because we're running low on time, is Disney Kingdom's Big Thunder Mountain. Did you hear about that?
I did. I did hear about that. Did you read the Figment one?
I did not, but I'm going through it. I haven't had time, but I do have it on my app. So,
dude, that has such a sweet steampunk feel to it. It's just, I want to see a regular series based on that.
well, yeah, I mean, it very well could be. But yeah, that was a really big comic book for Disney fans and Marvel. But looks like right now the Big Thunder Mountain Railroad comic book will be launching in Disney Kingdoms for 2015 in March. So I have to say the artwork looks great because the Big Thunder Mountain Railroad looks exactly like the like the track. Did you see the art for this?
Yeah.
The art is great. Art is great, and there's a little goat on the mountain too. So it's like everything you ever wanted to know about the Big Thunder Mountain Railroad will be explored in this. So be sure to check that out in your comic book stand starting in March 2015. More information on that at Marvel.com. Oh, really quickly, moving on from that. Speaking of Marvel stuff, let's see. Well, we don't need to talk about all that. We'll just skip all that. Let's move on.
This will be in the extended version. It's kind of we'll put it in the show notes there on the YouTube page. Yeah,
because we're going to talk about Disney video games and all kinds of stuff. So we'll talk about that later. Really quickly, let's talk about this. An ABC Family new groundbreaking docuseries, My Transparent Life, from Ryan Seacrest Productions is going to be coming out. The series My Transparent Life centers on a teenager, Ben, who learns his parents are not only getting a divorce, but also that his dad is becoming a woman. Oh my goodness. The series will follow Ben, his family, and friends as they support one another through this unexpected journey and watch Charlie slowly become Carly as she experiences many stages of her transition from male to female. The show is a generational story of a loving family and circle of friends supporting one another through this unfamiliar, then unexpected situation. Wow. So that is a groundbreaking new series on ABC Family, and it should be, let's see, what is it going to be coming out? I guess it's going to be coming out soon. So it says at Ryan Seacrest Productions, we love family stories, and we couldn't be more excited that ABC Family is helping us share this heartwarming story of how an ordinary teenager grapples with challenging and unexpected family situations. We feel audiences will find Ben's story relatable on a number of different levels because at the end of the day, family is family unconditionally, says Ryan Seacrest. So that is quite interesting, and you can check out more about this on my Transparent Life series on Facebook. And so there you go. So that's an interesting news show on ABC Family. And let's see, I had a couple other news stories here, just really quick. Backstage with Disney on Broadway, celebrating 20 years. So there's a special coming out for Disney, hosted by Jesse Tyler Ferguson. That is Sunday, December 14th. That is tomorrow. When you see this video, it's going to be later on that day. The podcast version of WDW After Dark, it'll already have passed, but I believe you'll be able to to see that maybe on demand. And of course, in celebrating Disney's theatrical productions over 20 years, ABC Network will be celebrating Backstage with Disney on Broadway, hosted by Broadway veteran Jesse Tyler Ferguson of ABC's Modern Family. This one-hour special, produced by Lincoln Square Productions, takes viewers through the celebration of 8 of their Broadway musicals: Beauty and the Beast, The Lion King, Aida, Tarzan, The Little Mermaid, Mary Poppins, Newsies, and the award-winning Aladdin. So please check that out. Along with the host, you're going to have a musical performance from Sir Elton John, Darren Criss, Sam Polito, and Claire Bowen from ABC's Nashville, and Ashley Brown, Mary Poppins, and Adam Jacobs from Aladdin. That's going to be a lot of fun. So please check that out as they celebrate 20 years of Disney Disney on Broadway. And last but not least, our last story, Dick Clark's Rockin' Eve. Eric, it's a New Year's tradition, no matter where I am, to tune into Dick Clark's Rockin' Eve. As a fellow broadcaster, I love Dick Clark. I think he's just a legend, and the fact that they still are carrying on with Ryan Seacrest is great. I haven't been a Ryan Seacrest fan per se, but I am, respecting him as a DJ, as a personality, and I can appreciate what he brings to the table. And this year's Dick Clark's Rockin' Eve begins live at 8 p.m. Eastern and Pacific on ABC, and it's going to be live from Times Square. Special performances and reports leading to the ball drop at midnight with global sensation Taylor Swift. She's going to be joining everyone live, over 1 million fans in Times Square. Also, other performances will include, One Direction, Nick Jonas, Pat Monahan from Train, and co-host Fergie. So, interesting stuff there, and it should be pretty big, especially since Taylor Swift and One Direction will be there. So, I can also imagine Fergie's going to perform on the show as well. So, don't forget to tune into that for New Year's Eve. So, there you go. Wrapping everything up. Eric, any last words for you?
No, I think I'm about worded out.
Yeah, it's been a really crazy week. We
has.
appreciate you tuning in. We'll probably do one last show for this year. We'll wrap up the best of 2014.
Well, technically, let's clarify, Aljon.
Okay, go for it.
We've already done our last regular WDW After Dark for 2014. What you're seeing now are the bonus episodes.
Yes,
It's like getting the Blu-ray and seeing, oh, look at the bonus features. These are deleted and expanded scenes. You're
right. That's why we're not doing these live on Fridays anymore.
That's right.
We're just doing it whatever we can to once again appease our fans out there. And the viewership and the listenership is growing, especially on iTunes. We do appreciate everybody downloading the show, telling your friends about the show. I just had breakfast with the Music City Mouseketeers Club, having brunch, and they love the podcast. They love the show. So thank you so much for everybody listening to the show and hearing all things Disney, from ABC to Disney Channel to Marvel, Star Wars, and, of course, the Disney parks. We do appreciate it. Once again, Eric, where can people find you?
You can find me on the web for the Sorcom Review, which is the show that I do every Tuesday morning on Sorcerer Radio, at SR. I was about to say at SRSounds.com.
It's been a long weekend.
Yes, you can find me at SRSounds.com, but you find me on Twitter at Sorcom Review, and you can also find the show on Facebook at facebook.com/Sorcom Review. As far as the Mighty Marvel Geek show that airs on Saturday evenings on Sorcerer Radio, you find me on the web at Uncle Servo, and you can also check out the Facebook page as well.
There you go. Marvel Geeks, by the way, awesome show. So be sure to download that on our the Weeby Geeks network. Please do that on iTunes. Give them a big rating too. Why don't you? You can also
show us some love. Hook a brother up.
Yeah, show us some love. Show them some love. And thanks to Weeby Geeks, by the way, also a great podcast in its own right. And you can check them out at weebygeeks.net. Also, don't forget to check us out at WDW After Dark on Facebook, WDW After Dark webcast on Facebook, on Twitter, WDW After Dark. I can't speak right now. Also on YouTube. Subscribe.
Boys, Budge Drunk. One too many hits with the stick.
I know. It's late already. You can also check us out. Check me out on Jedi Mouseketeer on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram. Please follow us. And a big shout out to everyone that is shopping online. If you happen to do so, please do so on Amazon. You've got our Amazon links at wdwafterdark.com. It doesn't cost you any more money. You simply help the show out. Every purchase you make when clicking on that banner from our website does help fund the show and keep our .com going. Also, Halloween Express, Rick's Comic City, at Dining at Disney. You can check out Kristen's website, diningatdisney.com, where you can save 50% on all ebooks up until or during this holiday season. So go ahead and do that. Also, our new affiliate, tfury.com. And I love this place because you can get great t-shirts. They're very inexpensive, and you support artists as well. So right now at T-Fury, if you click on that T-Fury banner, you'll be able to get limited edition shirts. They're blowing out some really cool stuff. Eric, you should be a T-Fury artist because we should have T-Fury T-shirts ourselves.
We should.
But
we should.
Yeah, we need to have some T-shirts for WDW After Dark and Swarcom and Tiki. You should do all that. But
I think we need a few. You know what would be cool?
What's that?
Is if we had a WDW After Dark shirt, and we had all the hashtag favorites that have been trending over the course of the seasons, and just it's one of those things. If the more you know, the more you watch, and the more you listen, the more you get them. But even if you don't know, you just look at them, just taking out of context. What is this?
I know, right?
Yeah, it just makes you wonder.
You know what you should do? We should create a T-shirt, Eric, and that's what you should do. Create a T-shirt. Let's start up a store, and then let's start selling the T-shirt. We'll start a Kickstart program just so we can make T-shirts. How about that?
There you go. I like that idea.
All right, wait. So thank you so much once again for tuning into the show. Of course, Eric, thank you for being part of the show at the last minute. We do appreciate it. And
thanks for putting up with me. So. Yeah.
Oh shoot. Putting up with me. It's our local it's our weekly conference call. I feel this is good.
Pretty much, yeah.
Yeah, I like it. So please, once again, don't forget, download us on iTunes and Stitcher and YouTube. Like and subscribe and pass the word along. WDW After Dark is uncensored, and we appreciate you guys sharing your fandom with us. Until next time, we'll see you next week. Take care.
Hasta!
What? I'm receiving some sort of transmission. Routed through the main system. Routing is...
Looking to take a Disney vacation or cruise? Contact Kristen of MagicalJourneysVacations.com. Magical Journeys is an authorized Disney vacation planner. Kristen will get you the best price available and continue to search for deals until the day you travel, taking the worry out of planning your fantastic vacation. Kristen can help plan your dining reservations and answer any questions you may have. She'll even send you maps from the parks. So contact Kristen of Magical Journeys for your next cruise or Disney vacation. Contact Kristen of Magical Journeys at MagicalJourneysVacations.com. So what are you waiting for? Book today at MagicalJourneysVacations.com.
Wow! That sounds great! I want to go! Well, you can't. Why not? Because we have to stay at our posts and keep rebel scum like him out.
Book today at MagicalJourneysVacations.com.
Crisis for the geek kind. Top geek officials admit they underestimated the hipsters' defense capability. Join the geek revolution and save the galaxy. Geeks from all over the globe are joining up to fight for the future. They're doing their part. Are you? Want to know more? Join Weeby Geeks and the Geek Revolution and save the world. Service guarantees citizenship. Listen to Weeby Geeks podcast on iTunes and Stitcher or online at WeebyGeeks.net. We Be Geeks, your voice for the geek revolution. Want to know more?
The new sound of Sorcerer Radio, version 3.0.
Sorcerer Radio presents the Sorcerer Radio app, version 3.0. We have the technology. Check out our brand new Sorcerer Radio app for all iDevices as well as Android devices. Better, stronger, faster. Streaming Disney music 24/7. App highlights include a new broadcast window that shows you what you're listening to and what's coming up next.
Hot dog.
Multitasking so you can listen to SR as well as perform other tasks on your iPhone. Gorge. Listener access to all of our daily shows. The new interface, a new buffered stream, auto reconnect when signal is lost, visual EQ, pause, rewind, and scrub features.
My goodness.
And the new SR info area. Get your virtual Disney World fix today with the new Sorcerer Radio app version 3.0 from Sorcerer Radio.
Be careful with that. It's extremely dangerous.
srsounds.com.